Okay, today is July 3rd, Wednesday, 2019, and we're at the At Home Horse Player Facebook page. And I keep thinking I should update this cover photo to maybe the 2019 Preakness because this group that finished ahead in the 2019 Preakness was very similar to this 2018 Preakness, including this one right here, which for 2018 was tenfold with an Ability X rating of 82, which is much higher than the rest of the pack. But I feel like this cover photo here shows that this high rating will often be in this bunch, along with all the low and very low, extremely low, like Justify Ability X ratings. Justify was a minus 16, and Bravazzo was a 12, and they're not very far apart. So I like to put those finished pictures out there so people can take note of that and think about what Ability X ratings mean and all of that for themselves with their own thoughts and draw their own conclusions. And of course, this is the At Home Horse Player web page, and this is the address of that. Also, you can just type in AthomeHorsePlayer.com, and it will take you to this website, and that is the secure lock that you see there. And also wanted to mention the 4th of July specials, the birthday specials is what I call them, and they're available down here on the bottom of the page. I thought it'd be kind of sneaky just to put that in there for this short time special. And 4th of July special, that you can get all ebooks for $10 here for the next several days, which is a very special going on right now. And let's take a click on that, see what else we can find. Here's the address to that specific page right there. And when we check that page, we can see that for a mere $10, what is available for the next couple days to everyone is the ebook, Winning Without Handicapping, Horse Racing Understanding It by Using Ability X ratings, and that's what this video is going to be about mostly. And then winning the pick 3, 4, and 5, or all or any for 2019. All three of them are basically $10 ebooks, and for the next couple days through the 4th of July, tomorrow, you get all three for $10, a single $10 bill. And that is the page right there, where you can just throw that right in your shopping cart and get that sent to you by email very quickly most of the time. And you'll be well on your way to understanding horse racing much better and betting on it, and also Ability X ratings, at home horseplayer Ability X ratings. This is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2019 at Mountaineer. And we did have 5 Ability X ratings key horses. That's this one here in orange, like number 7 in the first race, that had a morning line of 8-1. Yet the educated crowd at Mountaineer, obviously, quite a few of them are using Ability X ratings to make their betting decisions, because enough people bet number 7 to win this race, the Ability X ratings key horse, to pound those odds on 2-1 when number 3 was the favorite at 3-1 morning line. And number 3 got bet pretty well too, only paid $260 to place. And number 9, which was very close in rating to number 3, from 10-1 morning line, don't know what it went off at, but it paid $340 to show. So in comparing all 3 of those horses to the 3-1 morning line favorite, I wonder how many Ability X ratings users were able to come up with that trifecta. But anyway, we can see that quite a few came up with number 7 to win the Ability X ratings key horse, and actually a highly qualified no-brainer to open up the festivities on July 2nd, 2019. And I'll explain what an Ability X ratings no-brainer is here in just a couple of minutes. And before I get to rolling on that, let me correct myself on the first race here, which is 5 furlongs on the grass. And let me correct, I did say that number 7 was bet down from its morning line of 8-1 down to 6-1, which actually this $6.20 payoff for the win is 2-1. So that one was bet down to 2-1. That Ability X rating key horse and qualified no-brainer. And it's a qualified no-brainer in comparison to the favorite here, number 3. So, with that correction made, we'll go ahead and talk about the Ability X ratings no-brainer and what qualifies it. And also, this particular situation is covered very well in this ebook here, Horse Racing Understanding It by Using Ability X Ratings. And that covers that particular situation of the bet down as a signal to you, the bettor, in conjunction with Ability X ratings, and the various physicality information that you can pick up during the post-parade and pre-race warm-ups. So, wanted to point that out also. And now we can take a look at also how to replace the Ability X Ratings Key Horse in the event of scratches, because we do have a few races here where the original Simple Pick and Key Horse were scratched in various races, and the bettor would need to replace them by having a new Simple Pick, designating which would be the new Simple Pick and which would be the new Key Horse. And one instance that I recall is the 8th race where two horses scratched, and number 8 here was the original Ability X Ratings Key Horse and the Morning Line favorite, which it remained the Morning Line favorite, but the Ability X Ratings Key Horse is the lowest Ability X rating on the bottom half of the chart, and the two horses that scratched were on the bottom half of the chart. So number 8 was the original Key Horse, being the first one on the bottom half of the chart, and when those two scratched, that made number 7 the first horse on the bottom half of the chart, and number 7 is also the lowest Ability X rating of those three, so that makes number 7 the Key Horse. And that would be a change that the player would need to make if that player wants to have and be apprised of which one is the Ability X Ratings Key Horse after scratches. And for the Simple Pick, of course, the Simple Pick is the highest early speed horse that has the lowest Ability X rating at that early speed. So, in the same race, number 4, I believe, remains the Simple Pick, because number 6, although faster early speed, would be 40 points higher, or should be 40 points higher in run than number 4. So if we add 40 points to number 4, we come up with 132, which 132, number 4 at this 93 early speed would still be the lower rating. So number 4 remains the Simple Pick. And that's how that works. So we had that in a couple of races on this card. One I also believe was the 5th race, where number 4 remained the Key Horse and won the race, and number 2 became the new Simple Pick because the other original Simple Pick scratched. But number 2 is still the lowest Ability X rating at the highest early speed of 98. If we made number 8 here, if we compared with number 8 or even number 7, then we would have number 7 would be 375 at 98 early speed. So number 2 is still the Simple Pick. But in this particular race, number 4 is the eventual winner and remains a touch better than 5-1. So, and number 4 is overall the lowest Ability X rating in the race, and very close to the par rating. So those are the considerations that the bettor might want to make. In total, we had 5 Ability X Ratings Key Horses win on this card, and they paid a total of 4760, I believe, all combined. And three of them were qualified no-brainers. And the no-brainer, of course, is simply a horse in the race that has a lower, generally a lower ability X rating, such as number 2 here at 6 to 1. While the favorites, I show two favorites here at 2 to 1, and they would be the first and second choice for the race, and probably number 8 is the first choice morning line favorite. With Ability X ratings, the program rounds off the morning line odds. So we see 2 at 2 to 1, where actually number 8 may have been 8 to 5, and number 1 been 2 to 1. So they both show at 2 to 1. But the intention is that you're able to easily see the two morning line top choices, first and second, and they're going to win half of the races generally on the card. The no-brainer comes into play where you have a horse, one horse, generally with a lower run number at higher odds, like number 2 here, and that is an Ability X no-brainer. And I believe also there are 3, well, actually, I believe there are 4 no-brainer winners on this card. Another one being the 8th race, which is 8.3 furlongs in the dirt at the same par of a mile and a 16th. And number 7 wins that one, which is also number 8 is the morning line favorite, and number 7 has just a little bit lower Ability X rating. Of course, very, very close to par, and a early speed that is right on par. So 6 to 1 morning line, that makes that one another Ability X ratings no-brainer. That gets bet just a little bit to 4 to 1, and that strategy of betting for you is covered very well in the ebook winning at horse racing without handicapping. That's where you have that particular betting strategy of betting the bet down and following the bet down and analyzing the horse that is being bet down. That's covered very well in this book, and all of the strategies involving Ability X ratings and comparing Ability X ratings and how to compare and how you might compare with the favorite and the morning line top 3 and what have you. That is covered very widely in this ebook. And then, of course, the pick 3, the serial win wager, and how you might want to use a few different strategies for winning those wagers is covered very well in winning the pick 3, 4, 5 2019, which is this one here. And so that's why I'm offering that trifecta here for the next couple days for this tremendous price of a single $10 bill, so that you can develop some skills very quickly in betting on horses, which I call horse racing the greatest game ever invented by mankind for regular people. And that's what Ability X Ratings is all about. It's about what you can do with Ability X Ratings to win at horse racing. And that that should help to explain to you what's going on here, what we're doing. Ability X Ratings is a rating of the ability of the horses for this race today, and that is an accurate statement, and you'll find that it comes out true because most of these winners, let's see, the first race, well, that's the lowest Ability X rating, and let's see, not the fourth race. The fourth race is the key horse, though, but not the lowest Ability X rating. It is one of a matching pair, and that you might find significant also. Number 7 here in the eighth race is the lowest. Well, second lowest, just like the one above it, the fourth race. So let's see here. Yeah, here we have one where number 3 is almost, well, not the highest and not the lowest, but very comparable. And a advanced user, I'll say, of Ability X ratings might even say, hey, that might be a no-brainer there, that number 3, because it compares very well with the simple pick, which is the lowest rating at the highest early speed in this particular race. And number 3 is just a few points less in rating at a lower early speed on the last race. So at 8-1, which he pays about 6.5 to 1 here. So it gets bet a little bit, and a more advanced user, someone that's past just a beginner, might say, hey, that's an Ability X rating no-brainer to me, and so I bet this horse, and that's what Ability X ratings is all about. It is to enable you to size up this field, make the comparisons on ability, and on the ability that you can reasonably expect to see on this racetrack today, such as in the fifth race, number 4, the Ability X Ratings key horse, a total of 5 of them. And these, if anyone wanted to call them picks, they are chosen by the computer program according to the run number and early speed, and where you can expect a couple of them, maybe 2 key horses and 2 simple picks to win on any particular 10 race card. They are mostly for guideposts in guiding you and teaching you what does win the race, because it isn't always early speed, but they're guides, benchmarks, guideposts, whatever you'd want to call them, in teaching you what does win the race at any particular track and how uh, you can compare this number two to all the other horses in the field, and in particular the favorites, the two morning line top choices that are generally going to win half the races on any card. And you can compare and you can make the betting decision intelligently for yourself. And I also list the $2 pick three here, which again is covered very well in winning the pick 3, 4, and 5. But you have several several strategies available with that, and several strategies shown to you in that particular ebook uh, that you might decide you want to use, or you might just want to observe them as you follow Ability X ratings at your track uh, to learn some of the better ways and strategies of betting a pick 3, pick 4, or pick 5. Now, at Mountaineer on July 2nd, uh, we had number 2 winning at good odds on this pick 3. The $2 pick 3 paid $763.60, and the winners of that pick 3 were two Ability X ratings key horses, which that's easy enough. You Anybody could have just said, "Hey, I'm going to bet the Ability X ratings key horse in these last three races," and they wouldn't have had number 3 in that, but they would have had 2 out of 3 for that pick 3. And what happens here is that winning the pick 3 might point out to you that you may be best in most circumstances, most of the time, to include at least 3 horses in each of those races. And if we did that with the basic strategy of winning the pick 3, we might have included number 2 as the Ability X ratings key horse, and we might have included number 6 as the Ability X ratings simple pick. And we would also have a desire to include some horse that's in between those two in early speed and in run rating. And we might have decided, hey, that third horse should be number 3 here, because number 3 has that run number that is right close to number 6, the fastest, one of the highest early speed horses in the race. So I'm going to make it number 3. And there's that pick 3 that would pay $763.60 at the $2 level, which the $2 level, 3 horses per race, would be 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times $2 is $54. And anyone can make other decisions. One player might think, hey, it's best to put the 3 and the 5 and have 4 horses in this opening race. But since this is the opening race for the pick 3 also, that gives the player the opportunity to observe these horses physically in the warm-ups and in the post-parade, and perhaps winnow it down to this one. Say, hey, tell you what, that number 3 really looks sharp out on the track. So I'm going to bet a $2 pick 3 with that number 3, and then these 2 Ability X Ratings key horses whose ratings make sense, and they're both Ability X Ratings no-brainers. So, yeah, okay. I'm going to do number 3, number 7, and number 2 on that pick 3 for $2. $2. And anything in between. I mean, anybody might decide to do anything at any given time, but the idea of Ability X Ratings is that it enables anybody to make intelligent betting decisions at any time, at any track, any which way, anyhow, based on their own knowledge, based on their own experience. So that's what it's about, and that's what I put it out there for, and that's why I did it in the first place. And it's for regular people that aren't horse racing experts and don't even want to be one. Just want to be able to go to the track and have an entertaining day, and maybe pick a few winners, bet a few winners, or at least feel like they understand what's going on. And that's the reason for Ability X Ratings. And Ability X Ratings is in its 12th year now, and it is proven, well proven, to be the modern standard, the 21st century standard of past performance information. So, with that, I'll say so long for now, and hope that you have a lot more information on how to make an intelligent bet at any racetrack in the country with Ability X Ratings. Thank you very much.